Finesse gang, can I get a yer? What is good, everybody? Welcome back to another video. For those who are new here and don't know me, what's good? I'm the Festival Finesser. I'm a videographer, content creator, and DJ, and this is my YouTube channel that revolves around music festivals and live going experiences with a focus and concentration on dubstep and rhythm. Today, we are going to be talking about Bass Canyon yet again, and I am yet again not going. I have no plans on going. I want to go so fucking bad, but it's just West Coast, gotta fly, gotta camp. I'm hopefully trying to do some festival Finesser things and work with some artists to hopefully, get to this festival and do some content strictly for some artists. But I don't want to get ahead of myself and make that announcement yet. But there is a very slight possibility I can make it to Bass Canyon. But I will put it into manifestation and put it into existence now that in 2024, we are putting it on our calendar right now. We're putting it on our calendar right now for 2024, and we're going to do it, and we're going to plan, and we're going to do it right. And then I can finally do a Bass Canyon vlog after the 5-6 years I've been doing this shit. I've never been, and everyone is always asking for one and telling me to come. And it's not yet, maybe, but definitely next year. We are planning for it, and I'm telling Bree, we're doing it. We have to make it happen. And hopefully she sees this and understands how bad I'm trying to make this happen. Same thing for Vegas. I'm trying to go to Vegas in 2024 too. I'm done going to Moonrise and Izu and Forbidden Kingdom. Not that I don't like these festivals, but I've been doing the same vlogs for the same couple years. I gotta switch it up, man. I gotta go different places. I gotta go to the West Coast. I gotta fly to a camping festival, I gotta go to an RV experience at a festival. How have I not done these things as a festival finisher, man? I want to switch it up. I want to have these experiences. I want to share them with you guys as well. So that is my spiel about festivals and going west and traveling. And yeah, I really want to switch it up in 2024, and I hope you guys are going to be seeing the progression and the evolution of the vlogs into new environments, new spaces, new festivals, and hopefully without breaking my bank and my pockets as well. All right, so here we go. Bass Canyon 2023, going down August 18th through the 20th at the Gorge in Washington. And I will say again, it's the festival I've never been to, so I can't really speak on the, festival and the venue all that much. We're strictly here for the artist, the review. And again, I haven't looked at this in full, so also, again, these are artists you're going to be very familiar with for the most part. If you're into dubstep, this is kind of more of a reaction, my thoughts, seeing who is on the lineup in full and just getting like an in-depth, kind of like a full listen to an album start to finish. This is me looking at all the artists start to finish in-depth and really kind of like picking it apart at the vibes, the artists, the freshness, the OGs, the young bucks, the newbies, the guys, the girls. So let's get it. Kicking off, we have ATLiens, kind of a, festival staple in most regards. I was going to say Excision staple, but they're pretty much like getting booked on all major festivals. They have been killing it. Very bass heavy. The production is definitely more toned down and chill than their live sets. Their live sets are very upbeat, can get very heavy, but their production is very chill, weird, experimental. BTSM, another heavy hitter, man, another kind of like staple in the festival circuit. They have been headlining very many festivals, and they have been killing it. Their vibes are on very, a wide spectrum. They can get heavy, they can get weird, they can get bouncy, they can get drum and bassy. They can really kind of do it all, and they have a nice, journey of music in their sets, and it's really kind of cool, and they always have crazy production, crazy energy. And yeah, they've been doing their thing for a minute. Boogie T giving you more of that more wonky, wobbly kind of vibe. Calcium giving you, I gotta shout out Calcium 1 second for giving all original sets, man. I'm gonna keep talking about this. Every time I've seen Calcium since 2021, he has been slinging all original or like 90% original sets. And original music. It's just all Calcium tracks, new, old, unreleased IDs. I love the Calcium vibe, the Calcium energy, and the Calcium sound, man. So big ups Calcium, and shouts out for the all original sets. Keep them coming. Next up, we have Champagne Drip, repping Wakanda, that more weird, experimental, wonky vibe. Can get a little heavy from time to time, especially in the live sets, but notoriously known for being more, weird, trippy, drippy, you know what I'm saying? Diesel, another kind of like just respected, EDM icon nowadays. Everybody wants Shaq to play out their tunes because of the following he has and just like the imprint he has made on the EDM community and how much he has like supported it and helped it and just like really kind of like backed it. For that I give respects and kudos to Diesel, and like I gotta shout him out. Granted, his sets are not really my vibe because it's a little bit more like mainstream and like poppy than I'm used to. I'm really here for the underground and the heavy, but he did play in some IDs and like songs I've never even heard before, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, this shit is cool as fuck. So big ups to Shaq. Next up, we have Deion Simmer, who again is on a wide spectrum of genres. He can do the heavy, he can do the bouncy, the jumpy, the weird, the wonky, the deep. He also has a little bit of that melodic feel as well. And, you know, it's just a wide spectrum of things. I miss the fucking heavy Deion. Remember when Deion Simmer was playing rhythm? You know, back in 2016, 2015? Like, give me that fucking Deion, bro. I'm the melodic, you know, like, that's not my thing, man. Dirt Monkey, you know, obviously the wobbly, wonky. He's been doing a lot of D&B things as well, so that's something you can expect. Obviously, we have Excision and Excision Detox set, and Excision back-to-back. Who is the back-to-back going to be with this year? I'm excited to see, and I don't know. I'd really love to see an Excision back-to-back Subtronics. That would be fucking crazy at Base Canyon. I don't know why. I don't know. I feel that's the one that like hasn't been done that everybody wants to see. You know, he's done Excision back-to-back Company, Excision back-to-back Wooly, Excision back-to-back Slander, Excision back-to-back BTS. I don't think so, but that'd be fucking crazy too, right? Next up, we have Funkcase, another dubstep OG, and I just love the energy that Funkcase brings to the stage and his sets. It's just high energy, my kind of vibe, very violent, aggressive, mosh pit kind of energy. Next up, we have Grizz, which is a fucking awesome addition to the Base Canyon lineup because Grizz is not really in the Excision kind of like homie circle, but he is like a huge like headlining artist, and he definitely is a different kind of vibe to bring to Base Canyon. The same way, like, you know, Excision brings like LS Dream or Jaws to Lost Lands those past couple years. It's a nice like or like Rez, you know, it's a nice vibe switch of like a headlining artist to bring, you know, a different kind of feel to the main stage, but also like an awesome set at the same time. You know, like Zed's Dead, same kind of vibe. It's not crazy heavy. It can be at times, but it's also a nice vibe, something different, but also crazy production, crazy visuals, and like definitely like a headliner kind of set. Next up, we have Haylene. I'm pretty sure that's a vocalist, if I'm not mistaken. Or I'm not honestly too sure, so I'm going to stop talking before I embarrass myself. Next up, we have Hole, which is fucking a huge addition as well. Hole has been fucking buzzing, and I just cannot imagine what a whole Base Canyon set would be like. And, you know, for me, if I was at Base Canyon, y'all know where I'd be. In the fucking floor area, in the mosh pit the whole entire time. As much as, and as cool as it is to have with that stadium seating and be up in the grass and overlooking the gorge and the stage, like, I will be in this shit the whole entire time going crazy to an artist like Hole, bringing that distorted rhythm. You know the whole sound when you hear it. It's that dark, distorted rhythm sound, and it's, like I said, you know when you hear it. Next up, we have Enzo, who is, again, repping that Wakan label, more of a wonky kind of like, I feel like it has almost like a immersive kind of vibe, just like a dark, bassy, grimy kind of thing. It's experimental, but it's not like chill and like uplifting. It's very like dark and grimy. Kill the Noise, another OG, kind of giving you that like traditional, like I don't even know, traditional to me, like OG dubstep vibe, 2016, just that classic kind of like bro steppy kind of sound, I guess. Knife Party, Sunset, so that's gonna be fucking sick. Knife Party is again some OGs, and I think I played at Lost Lands one of the last years. I don't recall the set all too well, but I remember them playing some iconic songs, and like Now You're Going to Die, you know. So and some remixes as well. So it was really cool. That definitely brought some nostalgia, but definitely brought in with like the modern, you know, kind of tunes as well. So it was really kind of cool to see them, you know, bring like the OG and the new school kind of like together. What we got next? Next up, we have Company, another kind of like Excision staple on these, you know, Excision Presents lineups. Gonna be crunchy, high energy, some doubles in there, and yeah, just very heavy and aggressive, crunchy, stompy sounds. Coven, I'm not familiar with at all. Never heard of him, not familiar. Lady Faith, same thing, I'm not familiar with. Lays, we all know about Lays. People are calling her the female Excision, dude, which is crazy. She is up next. She has just been doing her thing. This little petite girl throwing down the heaviest dubstep and such you've ever fucking seen. Her production is progressing as well. Her collabs are fucking popping off, and she has just been buzzing and popping off like crazy, going on tours, supporting acts on tours, and her own tour, and she has just been doing her thing. So big ups to Layla. Keep killing it, girl. Next up, we have another female who has been killing it, Level Up, and she's been doing her thing as well, going on tour, playing support, and she's been doing her thing as well. So big ups, Level Up. Next up, we have Lil Texas bringing the most high energy, most BPM, like 200 BPM, hardcore, like you can't even, I don't even know how you dance to it. It's just like, you just like, I don't even know, but Lil Texas is crazy. So crazy I've never even seen it because it's just like absurdly obnoxious in a good way. I'm not hating on it, but it's just like, damn, you gotta have a real like ear and liking for that kind of music live, especially even like not live, dude. Like listening to that in your free time on the car, I don't know how you would do that. That would drive me insane. That's like listening to Murad at 8 a.m., you fucking psychopath. Next up, we have Liquid Stranger, a Don, an OG, and someone that doesn't spin heavy dubstep or produce heavy dubstep, but I can still get down with every time, man. Liquid is just like, again, one of those experimental artists who have a heavier side to him and can get very weird, but can also take that weirdness and turn it into a heavy, kind of like Yuki, I guess, or ATLians can do that pretty well, be like heavy and weird at the same time. Liquid Stranger does it best, in my opinion. Next up, we have Moxie. That's fucking sick, bro. Moxie is like one of my fucking favorite house artists coming up. Moxie Switch It, you know, like that UK garage line, UK bass house, whatever you want to call it. That high energy shuffle type sound. It's like it's kind of wubby, kind of dingy. It's fucking sick. If you don't know Moxie, get familiar, bro, because there are some OGs and they have been fucking killing it forever. Next up, we have a Pendulum DJ set, which I'm pretty sure is drum and bass, if I'm not mistaken. I could be confusing that with something else. I feel like I should know Pendulum, but these DJ sets always fuck me up, and I feel like I can be confusing another DJ set, but I feel like Pendulum is drum and bass. I know they're like kind of OG and respected in that regard, but it's like I feel like they're a little bit like before my time, if that makes sense. And then we have a blurred out name here, which is interesting. Next up, we have Reaper, who is a little bit more drum and bass. I feel like kind of has more of a like an upbeat, kind of like a kind of like a Gravedigger vibe. Reaper and Gravedigger kind of have that same kind of vibe. I feel like it's kind of all over the place. Definitely more like hard dance, hard style, but can also throw in like a little bit of drum and bass here and there. Showdown, I'm familiar with the name. I'm not so familiar with the genre. I feel like it's a little bit more, I don't know, kind of like Grizz-like. Maybe a more, definitely not heavy. It's more like good vibes, kind of like Boogie T vibes, I guess. A little bit of wonky, I think. I'm not too sure, honestly. If you want to let me in the comments, that'd be cool. Space Lace is another OG. And with Space Laces, you get like a little bit of bass house and a little bit of like OG Space Laces kind of production. You know that Space Laces sound? You get that, and I call it Space House. You get that Space Laces bass house, mad bouncy, mad wubby, and that classic bass house that like a lot of the bass heads would like, I feel like. Next up, we get Stumpy, which was Woolie's Alias, the Tech House set. Stumpy was fucking, I'm pretty sure it was Born in Paradise Blue, and it was such a hit that it has now become like, you know, if Woolie's there, we kind of want a Stumpy set as well. You know, from the general consensus, I feel like a lot of people fuck with the Stumpy project just as heavily as the Woolie project, whether you're a dubstep kid or not. I don't know. I feel like the dubstep people doing the house shit is like really cool and is like almost like a new thing recently. Next up, we have Sullivan King, another kind of like Excision staple, one of his good friends, someone you're going to see on a lot of Excision events, and someone who has just been killing it and is worthy of the spot. You know, like his production, both the production and his music and the production of his sets are fucking top notch, and the incorporation of the guitar, the live guitar, the vocals, and it's just very like orchestral. I don't even know the word, but it's like musical. It's not just electronic music. It actually has, you know, like a live incorporation into it, which is very sick, and you gotta respect that. You know, it's not just music, you know, in a computer and a keyboard. It's like played live and sung live and like performed live. So you gotta respect the live. Next up, we have Sudden Death. Someone that I would also kind of say is like a Excision kind of like staple, mainly because of how heavy he is. Same thing with like Marauder, who I'm actually not seeing on this lineup, probably for other reasons. But Sudden Death, just as heavy and just as crazy production. And, you know, you get like the Void mix as well, the infused IDs. And yeah, so that's going to be sick as well. And definitely one of the later night sets. Next up, we have the Prototypes, who I'm not too familiar with. Trivecta, I'm pretty sure is more melodic. Taboo, giving you more of like a weird kind of like wook bass sound, not to be derogatory, but that's just like generally speaking. Yeah, he has a really kind of like weird and trippy kind of vibe and sound, so definitely more weird and experimental, but also like he's fun. He's very active and high energy. He's got the podcast. If you haven't seen him, check it out. I'm very interested in those, and I'd love to be featured on one as well if I ever get to go out to, I'm pretty sure he lives in Denver, so yeah. Wrapping up here, we have Woolie, another Excision staple in the, you know, in the Excision circle. You're always going to see Excision, Calcium, Woolie, Kaiwachi, Sullivan King, Company, if I didn't say that already, you know, that's like the Excision circle. and Wooly is definitely in that, and has a big part in it as well. And it's pretty much always featured with Excision, and does a back-to-back, has a bunch of collabs, and Excision supports him very heavily, as you guys can see, and we pretty much all know. Next up, we have Yuki, who brings a nice infusion of heavy and weird. They also do a really good job of keeping their sets very fun and like keeping you on your toes, and they play a lot of like classic, like almost like throwback like troll tracks, and then like mix them into an edit or a build up or a fake out or something, and they're very fun. They're almost kind of like comical in a sense with their sets, and it's like I don't want to say they don't take it seriously, but it's not a traditional EDM set, and you could see that, and it's almost like they take it as a joke, but it's not like it's a rehearsed joke, and it's like it has a punchline, if that makes sense. Like it's just, I don't know, like they know what they're doing, and it makes sense with the Yuki brand. If you follow them, you know them, and even if you don't know them, their sets are fun, they're different, and they kind of stand out. For me, the Paradise Blue pool set was one of the most unique Yuki sets I've ever seen. I don't know if the pool set, like the pool party vibe, made them switch up the vibe for their set, but that was the most fun set. Fucking hearing songs like fucking by Smash Mouth, and just like it was. There goes my camera. I'll be back to talk about the next artist here, Zeke Beats, in a second with a new battery.